Now on 767 News, government renames island's main airport amidst opposing concerns. Attorney fined in Cabinet United Workers' Party defamation case. Dominica Festivals Commission chairman elated by the success of 18th World Creole Music Festival. And in sports, Ray Charles Ghetto Youths record second win. Good evening, everyone. I am Tanya Green.
And I am Alicia George. We trust that you had a great weekend. Thanks for joining us for yet another week of 767 News, your number one source for local news. Stay with us as together we will bring you the latest developments.
Can you afford to lose everything? In times of uncertainty, ensure you have the security of Quartz Payment Protection. When you shop with Quartz Ready Finance Gold or Ultimate Plan, if you lose your job after 6 months of making payments, our redundancy coverage ensures that the payment on your account continues for up to 12 months. Don't risk losing everything. Shop with Quartz Ready Finance and get the payment protection plan that protects you against redundancy, disability, death, and loss of item due to natural disaster, fire, flood, or theft. Quartz Ready Finance with payment protection. Quartz, bringing value home.
Bet you can't tell the difference between these two white shirts. Bet you can't tell the difference between these two kitchen floors. One shirt was cleaned with the popular brand name bleach, and the other was cleaned with super bleach. One kitchen floor was disinfected with the popular brand name bleach, and the other with super bleach. Bet your pocket knows the difference. Super bleach costs less than the other popular brand name bleach, and does the exact same job. So the next time you want a super white shirt or a super clean floor, reach for super bleach and get the same results as those brand name bleaches for less money. Available in regular and fresh scent.
Say hello to the Digicel DL700, our newest best value Android smartphone with a 4-inch display, front-facing camera, and a 5-megapixel rear camera. It's perfect for snapping and sharing. Plus, it's super fast, so you can play more, do more, and listen more. And choose to download from over 1 million apps in the Google Play Store. The Digicel DL700, the latest addition in the Digicel Android smartphone range. Make the smart choice. Digicel.
We begin tonight's news coverage with news that earlier today, the well-known Melville Hall Airport was renamed the Douglas Charles Airport in memory of two late Dominica Labour Party Prime Ministers. Leader of the ruling DLP administration, Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, on October 9 announced that the country's main airport would be renamed in honor of former Prime Ministers Roosevelt Douglas and Pierre Charles, who both sacrificed their lives in the service of the nation. But opposition United Workers' Party UWP is calling the move a national immorality. When party officials addressed the media at its weekly press conference earlier today.
They are going to be spending in the region of $260,000 on that activity. That is over $250,000. The major items of expenditure will include somewhere in the region of $84,000 to pay for transportation of people to get them to that activity.
Former Prime Minister and opposition trustee Edison James believes that $250,000 investment is simply politically motivated. He pointed out several alternative projects that the money could be used for.
In the meantime, while this national immorality is being perpetrated on us, the Kayambuk Road, which runs along the security fence of the Melville Hall Airport, remains unusable to the farmers. The area between the airstrip and the fence is in a most deplorable situation in terms of its population with low bush and vines and what have you. But that is completely negated by the extent of the bush and vegetation which is there. It cannot be cleaned there. money cannot be found to maintain that important aspect of the security of the aerodrome. But we are spending $250,000 for this Labour Party fete.
But members of the United Workers' Party are not the only ones who have frowned upon this move. Just last week, attorney Tiani Bihanzin, the son of the late Prime Minister Roosevelt Douglas, said he does not support the name change. He did not attend this evening's renaming ceremony. Bihanzin said he is still waiting to know just how exactly his father died. The late Prime Minister died a sudden death on October 1st, 2000, at the age of 58, only 8 months after being elected to the 5th Prime Minister of Dominica.
Meanwhile, another of Rosie Douglas's son has come out expressing his dissatisfaction about the renaming of the Melville Hall Airport to the Douglas Charles Airport. Recently, Tiani Bihanzin went public opposing the idea, wanting the government not to use his father's name in the renaming. In an exclusive interview with 767 News, Keem Douglas said when he heard the news, he was happy for his father, although it is being done 14 years after his death. He said, however, the process in which it was carried out has raised many questions.
For instance, why now with an election looming around the corner? Is it being done by the Dominica Labour Party to simply score political points? And then we have the question of two former DLP stalwarts being actually using their name for the new airport. So it could have some problems politically, especially at a time in Dominica where everything is so divisive, and we'd like to unite Dominicans for the future to build Dominica. So there are many questions surrounding it. But we have the big question: what would Rosie actually want?
He said with the government's future plans of constructing an international airport, the Douglas Charles Airport might just become obsolete, which would in turn be disrespectful to the names of the deceased Rosie Douglas and Pierre Charles.
Well, I don't understand the two names, except for the fact that these two leaders were servants of the people of Dominica. They served the Dominica Labour Party, they served Dominica, and they both died in office while serving the country. So I guess maybe you can't really separate the two in that sense. But I really don't understand the whole the Douglas Charles connection. After I said before, I got a phone call from the government. They told me it was going to be the Rosie Douglas Airport, and then I heard later that it was the Douglas Charles Airport. So I'm not sure about the thinking of Douglas Charles, and I guess history will be the judge of that decision.
Meanwhile, Douglas said his brother, Cabral Douglas, has been in dialogue with the government about the renaming of the airport to what some may coin a strategy to bring an end to the ongoing Tommy Lee detention fiasco.
You heard of the issue of a man called Tommy Lee, who had this very soon to be named Douglas Charles Airport, because he came in to perform in Dominica, and there was a human rights issue where the government of Dominica actually detained him, arrested him, made him sleep on a concrete floor at the Marigot prison facility. He was with his sister, he was with his DJ, and this could really just explode into a regional crisis at the Caribbean Court of Justice. So all these are so many issues in the background being played on, and at this very airport. So it's very alarming, it's very ironic at this time. So many issues to be solved at this time, and we're just hoping for the best.
That matter is currently before the Caribbean Court of Justice.
And the chairman of the Dominica Festivals Committee, DFC, Colin Piper, says the 18th edition of the World Creole Music Festival was indeed a success despite various challenges. Patrons were entertained by acts such as Destra, Triple K, Midnight Groovers, Jacquier, Cohen Dubois, Cecil, WCK, Frankie Versa, and Elvis Crespo. In an interview with 767 News on Monday, Piper said he is of the view that the patrons were pleased with the quality of the acts who performed.
Preliminarily, I can speak to the fact that we sold about 4,000 season tickets. And on Friday, I know we sold close to about 1,300. So that first number would be about 5,300 for Friday. We take the same 4,000 season tickets for Saturday, and I think we sold about 1,800. So that would be 5,800, closer to 6,000 on Saturday. And I don't have the figures yet on Sunday.
Piper said it is too early to determine if this year's festival made a profit. He told 767 News the DFC is currently working on calculating travel expenses in addition to ancillary and miscellaneous expenses.
It's on par with last year so far, what I've been able to see from a revenue standpoint. My hope is that Sunday will give us a little something more and that we would have been able to curtail expenses, but it's a little early to tell at this point in time.
The 18th World Creole Music Festival was well attended despite fears that the festival would have been affected by the deadly Ebola virus.
One man is currently in critical condition at the Princess Margaret Hospital, while 4 vehicles have been damaged and 1 home destroyed following 3 separate incidents over the weekend. Police Public Relations Officer ASP Claude Wicks said the first incident occurred on Sunday at about 10 a.m. just before the Santa Roma Back Road near the Bafa State Junction.
That area where normally 2 drums are stationed, posted, if you like, and the car driven by Denroy Moses, 22 years, of a loader, plunged into that 60-foot precipice. He sustained severe head injuries and was taken to the Princess Margaret Hospital, the casualty department, where he was preliminarily examined and then moved to the ICU. In fact, he had been, up to the time of reporting this matter, he has been unresponsive. We continue our investigations into this matter. The vehicle that plunged, that's a Nissan Sony, plunged into that precipice and was extensively damaged. We pray and hope that he comes up from this coma, from this unresponsive state.
On Sunday evening, there was another serious accident on the Canefield Cliff, which involved ASP Wicks' vehicle, in addition to 3 other vehicles.
A vehicle driven by Mr. Anton Laville, that is FA058, a Mitsubishi double cab vehicle, 4-wheel drive. It was moving or traveling in a northerly direction along the E.O. Libner Highway that's under the Canefield Cliff. I was traveling in front of that vehicle, and there were vehicles moving in the opposite direction. In fact, a vehicle FA013 driven by Mr. James Thomas of Cordio, to be precise, and there was a Nissan 4x4 SUV PJ469 driven by Taz Job from the Checkall area. So it would appear that Anton Laville was overtaken, and as he overtook vehicles, he collided with the vehicle traveling in the opposite direction, that is FA013 driven by James Thomas of Colliho.
ASP Wicks said Laville then lost control of his vehicle, which then slammed into the right rear door of his Honda HRV registration number PI707. Wicks was accompanied by his wife, Delia Coffey Wicks. The senior police officer said had he not taken evasive action, this incident could have been fatal.
My wife and I escaped unscathed, just but for some slight neck injuries. The gentleman, Mr. James Thomas, he got some slight injuries. He was traveling with his daughter in the opposite direction, and she too got some minor injuries. This indeed could be, we could have had 4 fatalities, and really and truly, but for the grace of God, His goodness and His mercies. The 2 vehicles, one driven by Anton Laville and the other one driven by the gentleman from Cordio, James Thomas, both of them were extensively damaged. We can almost say, well, perhaps we should say beyond repair. You can say that they were wrapped like a piece of paper. That's how extensive the damages to the vehicles were. We got some slight damage myself, but what is important that there weren't any fatalities, and injuries were not substantial injuries.
There was also another accident on Sunday in Point Michel, where the driver of a dump truck registration number TJ203 lost control and drove into an abandoned house on the side of the road. There were no fatalities. However, the vehicle was extensively damaged. When we return, we will bring you the latest on the defamation case filed against leader of the United Workers' Party.
I know it is confusing out there with so many prices and so many stores, and you are trying to figure out how to do the maths on savings. Well, don't worry, we will do the maths for you. It is our business to deliver the best product at the best prices. So when you shop at Astafans, you don't need to do the maths. We have done it for you. And best of all, take the savings and use it to pay for something else, helping you save money. That's our business.
Enjoy the comfortable feeling of a great night's sleep and get that oh so good feeling only at Quartz with our stylish beds and comfortable mattresses. So come in today and get 20% off select bedding purchases. Plus, get free pillows with select purchases. Visit a Quartz store now and get that oh so good feeling only at Quartz, bringing value home.
The government of Dominica, in collaboration with the National Cultural Council, presents the 2014 Independence Celebrations under the theme, Our Nation, Our Responsibility. Be a part of the 36th anniversary celebrations, reconnect with the island's history, dress in the national wear, indulge in Dominica's wide array of Creole delicacies, and participate in the cultural activities across the country. Dominica is ours to celebrate. The 2014 Independence Celebrations, September 20 to November 4, 2014. Come, let's make it an independence to enjoy and remember.
Welcome back. As part of the 2014 Independence celebrations, nationals gathered at the Roseau Market to observe Market Day with a Difference. Every year, Market Day with a Difference is celebrated on the last Saturday in October to recognize the contributions of farmers and vendors to the national development of Dominica. Vendors, farmers, and local distributors play a vital role in the event, which takes place at various markets across the island, including the Roseau and Portsmouth markets. During Market Day with a Difference in the capital, Superintendent of the Roseau Market, Julius Carbon, thanked all those involved in providing local produce to the country's citizens.
The hardworking farmers who continue to produce quality agricultural products for our nation, thank you very much for your perseverance. To all our vendors who continue to provide this great service of supplying quality products to our many consumers, we say a big thank you for your continued determination and perseverance.
Several traders received awards for their service and contribution during the event. Market Day with a Difference is organized each year by the Dominica Export-Import Agency, DEXIA.
And prominent DLP attorney Lennox Lawrence has been fined $3,000 for failure to inform 8 cabinet members who filed a defamation lawsuit against leader of the opposition United Workers' Party, Lennox Linton, that they were to appear in court today, Monday. The lawsuit was filed following a UWP rally in St. Joseph on May 25 and claims that the party leader indicated that government ministers are rapists. Honorables Dr. Colin McIntyre, Reginald Austrie, Ambrose George, Alvin Bernard, Ian Douglas, Rayburn Blackmore, Julius Timothy, Gloria Shillingford, and Matthew Walter, and Attorney General were among the cabinet members who were present at the closed court hearing today. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, Kelva Daru, Dr. Kenneth Daru, Justina Charles, Kelly Grano, Peter St. Jean, Ivor Stevenson, and Johnson Drygo are expected to appear in court on Tuesday, October 28. The ministers who were present on Monday are not required to reappear. This is the second time the matter has come up in court. On the first occasion, only the defendant, Linton, was present. Linton is represented by attorney Gilden Richards, while Lawrence represents the cabinet ministers.
Meanwhile, the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force, CDPF, has launched an investigation into the circumstances surrounding the death of a visiting Dominican. Police Public Relations Officer ASP Claude Wicks revealed the unfortunate incident on Monday.
Police confirmed the death of Michael Daisy of the United Kingdom. He was of Dominican parentage. he was here on holidays, and of course with great intent to enjoy all of the activities. He went to the Tartan Bell Hall Beach with other friends, and while there he went out for a swim, not too very far from shore, and it would appear that he encountered difficulty. He submerged, and when the friends and others were not seeing him, they were able to pull him off, extract him from the sea, took him to the shore.
While on shore, first aid was administered on Daisy, which proved futile. Daisy was then transported to the Reginald Fitzroy Amor Hospital in Portsmouth, where shortly after he was pronounced dead by a medical doctor.
There will be investigations being carried out into this matter. A coroner's inquest is expected to be performed imminently, as well as a post-mortem examination. At this point, on behalf of our chief, Mr. Daniel Carbon, the deputy, the gazetted officers and rank and file of the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force, I extend my deepest condolences to his family, relatives and friends. I really condole. It's a really sad situation for everyone, the Portsmouth community and the whole of Dominica. It's a time that we're enjoying our independence and all of the activities preceding Independence Day. And indeed, it's our responsibility to say a prayer for his family, relatives, and friends.
Investigations into the matter continues.
And the much-anticipated 2014 Lime Creole in the Park event kicked off from 1 this afternoon with a performance by the Signal Band. The event, which is in its 12th year, has cemented itself as the biggest daytime event during Dominica's independence season. Creole cuisine, art and craft, local music, and traditional dances all form part of the 4-day family event. This year's Creole in the Park will take special focus on Dominica's bouillon music and the artists who have made it to what it is today. Bouillon is a Dominican-born genre of music which has evolved over the years with audiences from other Caribbean islands, particularly the French islands, all the way to the international arena. This year, patrons can expect to see several bouillon acts with a special day reserved for what is dubbed Evolution of Bouillon. The event is being hosted at the historic Botanic Gardens in Rosa from today, Monday, to Thursday, October 30 from 12 noon. We'll bring you the latest in sports coming up next with Larry. Stay with us.
Swimming? Yeah, I like swimming.
Dancing? Yeah, I love dancing. I love hanging out with my girls. I really miss them. My home.
And football too? I like football. I ain't too good, but I have some skills.
At the same time, I'm scared. What if they don't miss me or care about me?
Oh, yeah, and Papo. He's the first person I want to hug when I get out. But he don't come and see me. I guess he's ashamed.
I'm lost. What if?
For youth offenders, not knowing if we still love them is more than punishment. Give them hope beyond bars.
Ladies, men, and children, are you looking for that unique Creole fashion for this independent season? King's Garments, located on 34 Stieber Street in Portersville, and its new location on Independence Street is the place to shop, specially providing you with all your independence outfits. Your Creole Garments exclusive shop.
Vous soumez sur pantalon, chemise, waistcoat, petticoat, et bien jupe, radouillette. Venez dans King's Garments pour capable de tout ça besoin.
Go to King's Garments today.
Good evening and welcome to 767 Sports. We begin tonight's coverage with football. Mao Shoka Strikehead secured an empathetic victory on Thursday evening when the action continued in the Dominica Football Association's Domlec Women's League. Michelin Morgan was in excellent scoring form as she found the back of the net 4 times in the team's 8-0 victory over West Coast Jaguars at the Teaser Park in Mahu. Morgan was ably assisted by Romelsia Phillip and Jessica Hodge with 1 goal each. The West Coast Jaguars did not help their cause as they scored 2 own goals. And in more football, South Africa's president on Monday led a shocked nation in voicing outrage at the murder of national football captain Senzo Miyiwa after the talismanic goalkeeper was shot dead during a home robbery. Police said the 27-year-old was killed late Sunday after burglars broke into the house of popstar girlfriend Kelly Khumalo, making off with a cell phone. More than 17,000 people were killed in South Africa last year, but the slaying of a popular sporting hero has stunned even this crime-weary nation. President Zuma said that words cannot express the nation's shock at this loss, adding that police will leave no stone unturned in finding the killers and bringing them to justice. Teammates at his local club Orlando Pirates were sobbing and crying uncontrollably during a team meeting on Monday. FIFA President Sepp Blatter described Miyawa's killing as a senseless, tragic loss. And that's it for tonight's Sportscast.
And that was Larry with the latest in sports.
As part of Financial Information Month in October, 767 News, in collaboration with the local ECCB office, is offering a month of financial tips.
The only practical way to get your spending and to make sure you're using your money wisely is to budget.
And that's all for now.
Drop us an email, friend us on Facebook, and be sure to like our 767 News page. From all of us here on the 767 News production team, I am Tanya Green.
And I am Alicia George. Thanks for watching.